7 things fake people say before they betray you. The most painful betrayals rarely come with a warning. No one announces that they are about to deceive you. No one sends a message saying they are about to break your trust. No one openly admits they are preparing to betray you. Instead, betrayal usually arrives wearing a smile, a handshake, a promise, a compliment, a reassurance. That is what makes it dangerous. The Stoics understood something that many people learn only after suffering. Human beings often reveal their intentions long before they reveal their actions. The clues are there, the signs are there, the words are there. But because we want to believe the best about people, we often ignore them. We hear what we want to hear. We trust what we want to trust. And later we wonder why we did not see it coming. Stoicism teaches us to observe carefully, to pay attention, to judge people not merely by what they say, but by the patterns behind their words. Because fake people often speak in predictable ways. Their language reveals their character. Their promises reveal their motives. And their words often expose the betrayal before the betrayal itself arrives. Today we will discuss 7 things fake people commonly say before they betray you. These lessons are not designed to make you paranoid. They are designed to make you wise. Because wisdom protects what innocence cannot. Subscribe to Stoic Reflections for more videos on Stoicism, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, and mental strength. Because the better you understand people, the harder you become to deceive. Number 1. Trust me. At first, this phrase sounds harmless. In fact, it sounds reassuring. Many people use it casually, but the Stoics would encourage us to pay attention whenever someone constantly demands trust instead of earning it. There was a young merchant named Marcus. He had a business partner named Adrian. Whenever concerns appeared, Adrian always responded the same way. Trust me. Whenever questions arose, the answer was, trust me. Whenever details were unclear, Adrian smiled and said, trust me. At first, Marcus appreciated the confidence, the certainty, the reassurance. But over time, something strange happened. The requests for trust increased. The transparency decreased. Questions became unwelcome. Clarification became inconvenient. And eventually, Marcus discovered that money had been hidden. Information had been withheld. And decisions had been made behind his back. The phrase had not been a sign of trustworthiness. It had been a substitute for it. The Stoics understood that genuine trust grows from consistent actions, not repeated declarations. A trustworthy person does not need to constantly remind you to trust them. Their behavior does the work. Their honesty does the work. Their integrity does the work. Think about a bridge. If a bridge is strong, you naturally trust it. The bridge does not need to shout, trust me. Its structure proves its reliability. The same principle applies to people. Fake people often demand trust because they lack the actions required to earn it. Notice the difference. A trustworthy person welcomes questions. A fake person becomes irritated by them. A trustworthy person appreciates transparency. A fake person avoids it. A trustworthy person understands that trust must be earned. A fake person expects it immediately. This does not mean everyone who says, trust me, is dangerous. The lesson is deeper. Pay attention when words become substitutes for evidence. Because fake people often use promises to cover what actions cannot support. Trust should be built on proof, not pressure. Number 2. I would never do that to you. This statement often sounds comforting. It sounds loyal, protective, reassuring, and sometimes it is sincere. But the Stoics understood that character is revealed through actions, not predictions. There was a woman named Sophia who had a close friend she trusted deeply. One day they discussed betrayal, people who gossip, people who lie, people who break confidence. Her friend immediately responded, I would never do that to you. Sophia felt relieved. The statement seemed genuine. It seemed heartfelt. But over the following years, she noticed a pattern. The friend frequently criticized others behind their backs, shared private information, mocked people who trusted her, Sophia ignored these signs because she remembered the promise. I would never do that to you. Then one day the friendship ended. And suddenly Sophia discovered that private conversations had become public stories. Personal struggles had become gossip. Secrets had become entertainment. The betrayal was painful. But what hurt most was realizing the signs had been visible all along. The Stoics believed that the best predictor of future behavior is present behavior. Not promises, not intentions, behavior. If someone constantly betrays others, do not assume you are automatically exempt. If someone repeatedly violates trust, pay attention. If someone regularly speaks badly about people who once trusted them, learn from what you are witnessing. Fake people often use strong declarations to create a false sense of security. They know words are powerful. They know reassurance lowers defenses. And they know most people judge sincerity by emotion rather than consistency. But Stoicism teaches something different. Observe actions. Observe habits. Observe patterns. Because patterns rarely lie. When words and actions disagree, believe the actions. Number 3. You're the only person I can count on. This phrase sounds flattering. It makes you feel important, valuable, special, needed. And that is exactly why it can be dangerous. There was a man named Daniel who constantly helped a coworker named Kevin. Whenever Kevin had a problem, Daniel stepped in. Whenever Kevin needed advice, Daniel listened. Whenever Kevin faced difficulty, Daniel provided support. And almost every time, Kevin said the same thing. You're the only person I can count on. At first, Daniel felt honored. He believed it reflected trust, respect, friendship. But over time, he began noticing something. Kevin said similar things to many different people. And despite constantly receiving help, he never developed responsibility, never developed independence, never developed gratitude. Instead, he became increasingly dependent and increasingly demanding. The phrase was not really about appreciation. It was about access. The Stoics understood that fake people often use emotional language to create obligation. They make you feel responsible for problems that belong to them. They make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. They make you feel necessary because necessity creates control. A genuine friend appreciates support. A fake person exploits it. A genuine friend grows stronger because of your help. A fake person becomes more dependent on it. This distinction matters because many good-hearted people spend years rescuing individuals who have no intention of standing on their own feet. The relationship becomes unbalanced. The responsibility becomes one-sided. And eventually the helper becomes exhausted. The Stoics believe that healthy relationships create mutual strength. Not emotional dependency, not endless obligation, not permanent rescue missions. People who truly value your help eventually need less of it. People who use your help often demand more. Number 4. Don't worry, I've got your back. Few statements sound more loyal than this one. It creates a sense of security, a sense of partnership, a sense that no matter what happens, someone will stand beside you. And when spoken by the right person, it can be one of the most meaningful promises in life. But fake people often use this phrase differently. They use it to gain trust before they earn it. They use it to lower your defenses. They use it to make you believe they are loyal long before loyalty has been tested. There was a young businessman named Ethan who launched a company with a close associate. The associate constantly spoke about loyalty, constantly spoke about friendship, constantly spoke about standing together. Whenever challenges appeared, he would smile and say, "Don't worry, I've got your back." Ethan believed him. Why wouldn't he? The words sounded sincere. The confidence sounded genuine. For a while, everything seemed fine. The business grew. Opportunities expanded. Profits increased. Then a major problem appeared. A legal dispute threatened the company. Difficult decisions had to be made. Pressure increased. And suddenly the associate, who always promised loyalty, disappeared. Phone calls went unanswered. Meetings were avoided. Responsibility was shifted. And when the situation became serious, he protected himself first. The man who promised to stand beside Ethan stepped aside when standing beside him became costly. The Stoics understood that loyalty is not proven during comfort. It is proven during difficulty. Anyone can support you when supporting you is easy. Anyone can stand beside you when there is no risk involved. The true test comes when sacrifice becomes necessary, when loyalty becomes expensive, when standing beside you requires courage. That is when character reveals itself. Fake people love talking about loyalty. Real people demonstrate it. Think about a tree during a storm. You do not discover how strong the roots are on a sunny day. You discover their strength when powerful winds arrive. Relationships work the same way. Pressure reveals what comfort hides. The Stoics constantly encouraged people to observe behavior during adversity. Because adversity strips away appearances. Masks fall. Excuses disappear. Truth emerges. And sometimes that truth is painful. But painful truth is still better than comfortable illusion. Promises create expectations. Pressure reveals reality. Number 5. I'm just being honest. At first, honesty sounds like a virtue. And in many situations, it is. The Stoics respected honesty. They valued truth. They believed integrity was essential to a good life. But fake people often hide behind honesty. They use the language of truth to disguise selfish motives. There was a woman named Olivia who had a friend known for saying exactly what she thought. At least that was how she described herself. Whenever she made hurtful comments, she would immediately add, "I'm just being honest." Whenever she criticized people harshly, she would say, "I'm just telling the truth." Whenever she embarrassed someone publicly, she would defend herself by claiming honesty. For years, people accepted it. After all, honesty is supposed to be admirable. But eventually, Olivia noticed something interesting. The honesty only traveled in one direction. The friend enjoyed criticizing others. Yet she reacted badly when others criticized her. She enjoyed exposing weaknesses. Yet she became defensive when her own weaknesses were mentioned. The issue was never honesty. The issue was superiority. The issue was ego. The issue was enjoying the power that came from making others feel small. The Stoics understood something important. Truth without wisdom becomes cruelty. Truth without compassion becomes arrogance. Truth without self-awareness becomes hypocrisy. Fake people often use honesty as a shield that protects them from accountability, a shield that allows them to say harmful things without examining their motives. And sometimes that same person who claims to value honesty will eventually betray you. Why? Because their commitment is not actually to truth. It is to convenience. They tell the truth when it benefits them, and they abandon the truth when it does not. There was an old Stoic lesson that remains powerful today. Before speaking, ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Fake people often focus only on the first question. Wise people consider all three. When someone constantly hides behind the phrase, "I'm just being honest," pay attention, especially if their honesty consistently wounds others while protecting themselves. Because fake people often confuse honesty with permission. Permission to judge. Permission to criticize. Permission to avoid responsibility for their words. Honesty should illuminate the truth, not become an excuse for cruelty. Number 6. We're family, or we're friends. This phrase sounds beautiful, and sometimes it is. Family matters. Friendship matters. Loyalty matters. But fake people often use relationships as leverage. There was a man named Michael whose cousin frequently asked for favors. Money, time, connections, support. Whenever Michael hesitated, the cousin always responded with the same phrase. We're family. The words immediately triggered guilt, responsibility, obligation. And because Michael valued family, he usually agreed. Years passed. The requests increased. The sacrifices increased. The expectations increased. But something else became clear. The cousin only remembered family when he wanted something. When Michael needed support, the cousin disappeared. When Michael faced difficulties, The cousin was unavailable. When Michael needed help, family suddenly mattered less. Eventually, Michael realized something important. Real family is demonstrated through actions, not slogans. The Stoics understood that titles mean very little without character. A person can call you brother, call you friend, call you family, and still betray you. Meanwhile, another person with no official title may display extraordinary loyalty. This is why Stoicism emphasizes behavior over labels. Fake people often use emotional labels to create pressure, because pressure reduces critical thinking. Pressure encourages compliance. Pressure makes people ignore obvious imbalances. But wisdom requires asking a simple question: are their actions matching their words? Because friendship without loyalty is not friendship. Family without respect is not family. Connection without reciprocity eventually becomes exploitation. Never let a title convince you to ignore a pattern. Number 7. I would do the same for you. This is one of the most dangerous statements a fake person can make, because it creates an illusion of balance, an illusion of fairness, an illusion of reciprocity. It makes you believe the relationship is equal when it is actually one-sided. There was a man named James who spent years helping a close friend. Whenever the friend needed money, James helped. Whenever the friend needed advice, James listened. Whenever the friend faced a crisis, James showed up. And almost every time, the friend said, "I would do the same for you." Those words made James feel appreciated, respected, valued. After all, friendship is supposed to work both ways. Years passed. Then one day James experienced the most difficult period of his life. His business failed. His finances collapsed. His stress became overwhelming. For the first time, he became the one needing support. He called the friend he had helped countless times. The response was shocking. Excuses appeared immediately. Busy schedules appeared. Distance appeared. The support that had always been promised never arrived. And in that moment, James learned a painful lesson. Many people promise future loyalty because future loyalty costs nothing. Words are free. Sacrifice is expensive. Promises are easy. Commitment is difficult. The Stoics understood that character is measured by action, not intention. Many people intend to be loyal. Many people intend to be supportive. Many people intend to stand beside you. But when reality demands effort, sacrifice, or inconvenience, their true priorities emerge. There is an old truth that remains powerful. Never judge a relationship by what people say they would do. Judge it by what they have already done, because actions create evidence. Words create possibilities. And fake people often survive by selling possibilities. I would help you. I would support you. I would never leave you. I would do the same for you. Yet when the moment arrives, reality tells a different story. The Stoics encouraged people to remain grounded in observable truth. Not fantasies, not hopes, not promises. Truth. Because truth protects you. Truth prevents disappointment. Truth reveals character. When someone repeatedly tells you how loyal they would be someday, pay attention. Especially if they have never demonstrated loyalty today. The strongest proof of future loyalty is present loyalty. The Stoics believe that wisdom begins with observation. Most betrayals do not happen without warning. Most betrayals leave clues. Most betrayals reveal themselves through patterns long before the final act occurs. The problem is not that the signs are absent. The problem is that people often ignore them. They ignore them because they want to believe. They want to trust. They want to see the best in others. And while that optimism is understandable, Stoicism teaches something more powerful than optimism. It teaches clarity. Remember these 7 phrases. Trust me. I would never do that to you. You're the only person I can count on. Don't worry, I've got your back. I'm just being honest. We're family, or we're friends. I would do the same for you. Notice something important. None of these statements are automatically bad. Good people say some of these things too. The issue is not the phrase itself. The issue is whether the actions support the words. A trustworthy person's behavior matches their promises. A fake person's promises replace their behavior. That distinction changes everything. The Stoics constantly reminded themselves to focus on reality rather than appearances. Reality protects. Appearances deceive. Reality reveals character. Appearances create illusion. Reality shows who people are. Appearances show who they want you to believe they are. Many of life's greatest disappointments come from confusing the two. The good news is that wisdom can be learned. You can become more observant, more aware, more discerning, not cynical, not paranoid, not bitter, simply wise. Wise enough to recognize patterns. Wise enough to notice inconsistencies. Wise enough to protect your peace. Wise enough to trust slowly and thoughtfully. Because trust is valuable. Loyalty is valuable. Friendship is valuable. And valuable things deserve protection. The Stoics never taught people to stop trusting. They taught people to trust intelligently, to observe patiently, to evaluate character carefully, and to remember that genuine integrity reveals itself over time. A fake person can imitate loyalty for a while. A fake person can imitate honesty for a while. A fake person can imitate friendship for a while. But eventually, reality exposes what performance cannot sustain. And when that moment arrives, pay attention. Not with anger, not with revenge, not with bitterness, with wisdom. Because every betrayal contains a lesson. Every disappointment contains information. Every experience contains insight. And the person who learns from those lessons becomes stronger than the person who merely suffers through them. Subscribe to Stoic Reflections for more videos on Stoicism, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, resilience, wisdom, and mental strength. And remember, the goal is not to fear betrayal. The goal is to understand people well enough that betrayal becomes much harder to hide. Because the more clearly you see people, the more peacefully you can live. And that is one of the greatest forms of strength the Stoics ever taught.